Cheers, brother.
Cool, G.
Thanks, bro.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Yo, wagwan. We back, baby. Welcome back to Holiday Helper. So the other day, one of my friends DM'd me on Instagram and asked, how can I travel cost effectively? So if I haven't got much cash, how can I get to see another country? So today's video is basically telling you guys how you can do that, and I've got a few tips for you. So the first one basically is Camp America. So when I was at university, just before I graduated, I did a program called Camp America. Big up Jamie for the recommendation, by the way. That's just a program basically where you go out to America and you work in the kids camp. And the camp is actually pretty sick. There's a lot of like facilities. There's like jet skiing, water skiing, quad biking. Just kind of like, it's work, but it's also a lot of fun because it actually brings activities with the kids too. So if you go on the program, I think it's an upfront fee of about £800. But I mean, that covers your flight, your accommodation, your health insurance, your visa, and obviously you could get paid when you're out there. So it kind of nets off pretty well. In my camp, I was in Arizona. Sick camp. Like I was out in the desert, cactuses, cowboys, just really different to what I'm used to in London. I got paid about $500. I know guys got nice with more, maybe up to $800, up to $1,000. People got parred with about nothing. So it just depends on the camp that you decide to go for. But for me, I think it's a really good idea to do it. Like I said, you do the camp for maybe up to 8 weeks, then you get a visa afterwards. Well, it's within the visa. So after you finish your camp, you can go traveling. And I did about maybe 9 or 10 states, you know, with some of the guys I met at camp too. Some of the guys from camp are from around the world too, so it's a good way to make an international group of friends basically. So I definitely recommend doing Camp America if you want to see more of that side of the world. Also, it's good actually, it shows your employability skills. So I've got it on my CV. I've just said, yeah, look, I've been in the kids camp basically working with children, and that kind of shows that you've got bandwidth to explore different parts of the world, and you're culturally aware and all that good stuff. So it's good for the CV too, like it shows your employability skills. Another good way to see another country is like studying abroad. So if you're at uni, you know, you can get an internship abroad or do a semester abroad. Like I'm so pissed I didn't do that. I mean, when I was at uni, I guess I wasn't as culturally aware, I wasn't as interested in traveling as I am now, but studying abroad or interning abroad is the fucking best way to travel, man, seriously, because you actually get to live there for a period of time, say 6 months, and you have your classmates with you too who know the country. So you're going to go to the best parties, you know, the best restaurants, like basically plugged. So for me, I think studying abroad is the best way to do it. And obviously you get experience from your course, you get credits for your course. And if you're interning, you're getting relevant work experience. So for me, it's a win-win. Yeah, when I was at university, I actually got a scholarship, man. So being good at school does pay. I got a scholarship to go to Utrecht University in Holland for 2 weeks, and it was like a summer school. They paid for my flights, my accommodation, and had like daily allowance to eat and things like that. So there's lots of programs at university where you can travel abroad, if it's for a week or for 6 months or whatever, and typically they're not that expensive, you know. When I went on this program, I was an idiot in this thing, you know. I didn't do any traveling. Literally did my work, went to bed, didn't go out much, like. I regret that so much, but like I said, man, if you have opportunities to study abroad at uni or intern or scholarships to do programs outside of London, then I highly recommend doing it, man. It's really cost effective, and also with the classmates that you meet, you'll get really good like local knowledge of the area. Volunteering abroad is also a cool way to see another country. When you volunteer, you typically live or work in a local area, not in a typical like tourist hotspot. So that's a good way for you to get a real feel for the country. There might be like upfront fee, but usually that covers your flights and accommodation and food, right? Because you're living with somebody, so obviously they're going to pay for your work. You're going to be eating with them, so that's not something I don't need to worry about. I'll just say, if you are going to volunteer somewhere, make sure you're volunteering in something you're actually passionate about. Don't volunteer just to fucking get a free holiday, man. Come on. And also, obviously, if you're volunteering, you kind of want to make sure that what you're doing kind of relates to something that if you're looking for a job even, it relates to that field, so you can use that experience to secure a job afterwards, you know. And yeah, that is fucking it. Another good way to see a new country is actually by working abroad. So I don't know if you work in finance or you're a teacher or whatever, you know, for example, you go move out to Dubai for a few years, you know, expat life. I got friends who live in Dubai, Hong Kong, Japan, and they've been living there for a few years. That's a good way to, I guess, you actually live in the country, so you can get a proper feel for what the country's like. You know, you make new friends and you get that cultural experience. But also, I've also got friends who they're based in London, but they work maybe abroad a couple months in the year, maybe in New York for a month for a few weeks, and then they come back to London. So that's also a good way for you to travel more for less. And obviously, if you're traveling for work, the company typically pays for your flights and accommodation. So it's a win-win situation. I mean, earlier this year, I went to Tokyo for work. I went for a week and I had 3 flights, 3 accommodation, nice hotel, nice class flight. I had a daily allowance as well. And I made sure that I flew out on early on the, was it Saturday or Friday? Friday, so I could get the full weekend. And I left on a Sunday so I could get that weekend as well. So I was there for like 10 days in total. And it was sick. Obviously I was there for work, so my colleagues showed me around all the underground places, places I might not have known of otherwise. And it's always good to have like local intel on the ground, man. You know, you're not getting ripped off. You kind of get what you're looking for without any like riffraff. So I definitely recommend, if you can with your job, trying to get a chance to see another country. Like maybe if you've got colleagues in an offshore part like India or Poland or whatever, it's good to go there for a week just to do some training, or I don't know, work closer with those guys, and you'll benefit in the working relationship, but you also get to travel. So it's a win-win.
I got a point. Friends that you've made, like friends from abroad that you've made on holiday before.
Okay.
If you could stay with them.
So yeah, with all this, with like stuff like Camp America, volunteering, interning abroad, all this is going to give you friends, right, in these actual locations, and maybe friends who are at the location with you but live abroad. So you should use those contacts, maintain those relationships, and if you are actually genuinely friends with these people, they will typically invite you to come and visit them, you know. Even my friend from work at Tokyo said come back out for Christmas. I got friends from uni who live in Slovakia, Russia, China, and saying come and visit me. So that's also a good way for you to travel more, right? Because typically if you're going to visit them, you will stay with them. So you're going to save on your accommodation. And like I said from the beginning, local intel is key. You want information on the ground, man. You don't be getting ripped off. You don't be wasting time doing wishy-washy things, right? Guys who live in the country have the best knowledge of the country. So definitely utilize that. And yeah, just make sure anytime you're away abroad, network, make new friends. That's going to help you to see more of the world effectively without spending as much money as you usually would. So for now, I'm going to sign out, man. And it's not really a rollout, peace out, safe. It's just a safe. So see you guys in the next video, man. Any comments, anything you want me to discuss next time, drop a comment, DM me. I'll hit you up, man. Let's connect. Gone.